Tony here, Random Adventures 2.0. We're at a undisclosed location right now because we're going to do a little bit of panning. So got the panning in the bucket, clarifier pan, and so we're going to take a walk up the stream, see if we can find an inside bend or some maybe crevices, dig them out, and see if we can get any color in the pan, right? So like I said, this is just a small prospecting trip, and we're just gonna see what we can find. All right, so let's head up the stream. All right, see you when we get to a spot. All right, here we are. So I found a spot. Not sure how good it's going to be. Like I said, I don't know if there's any gold in this creek or not. Like I said, we're just prospecting, so I'm not too anticipating that I'm going to find something, but I thought this would be fun. So we've got the stream coming down this way here, and it's making its little turns. It's got a big deposit over there. There is some bedrock right below that, but I came up on the I just across the creek, so I was looking at this side. So what I've got is I'm standing on bedrock here. Now, when this floods or a lot of water's coming down, this, let me step down. This here, what I'm thinking, is acting like a natural sluice. So what I thought we would do is maybe clean out some of these cracks and just pan a little bit of that dirt, maybe throw some of that moss in there too, swish it around, get the stuff out of it. So here's a little bit of the stuff that I brought along. So I've got a bucket, a clarifier, a pan. I've got a smaller pan in my bag there, but I've got a rock hammer, a shovel, a pry bar, a little scoop, a crevice tool, and a screwdriver. Well, it's actually a Phillips head screwdriver, meant to grab a regular head screwdriver with a thin blade, but that pry bar here has got a nice thin edge to be able to get into the cracks. That's mainly what it's for. It's not really to pry anything, but right below my feet here, so large rocks dropped right in here as the water rushed up over top and then downstream. So I may work on this here, get rid of some of those larger rocks, see what the condition is, how far down, if that's a hole or if it's a crack, or kind of take a look at that. So we're just going to kind of work this area a little bit and then do a little bit of panning. So this one is part of the main rock. So we're going to let that one there. So that's a good sign. So it's a crack. Looks like that's attached to. So like I said, we're just going to move some of these aside so we can get down to the dirt. All right, so I'm down to bedrock. So this is everything that's sitting in that, well, not everything. Got a little bit more to scrape here. I'm gonna get just all the big stuff out first. All right, so you can see my little scoop there, cleaning that area out. Getting there, now I'm gonna get some water and put on top of here and kind of rinse that sand down into the bucket of water. Just to get rid of some of the big stuff, rinse it all off, and one step closer. So at this point, I just want to keep working this crack, trying to get all the stuff out that I can. So that really hard compacted dirt that's way at the bottom, that's been there a long time. So if any gold flakes or anything like that came downstream, it would have collected in there and it would have gotten compacted along the rock. Just gonna work all that up. Yeah, it's really compacted down there, so I'm actually going to throw this in the pan because it's way at the bottom, and I'm going to pan this first. Yeah, I mean, look at that. So that's a slurry. So that could be good. We're going to find out. So this is what we just pulled out of that crack. So I'm going to go ahead and start working this a little bit. Break up all those clumps. So the idea is to agitate it because gold is going to be heavier than anything else in your pan. So you want to agitate it, continue to swirl it around, and then when you get to a point, just kind of rinse the top off so you can see all the bigger rocks. You just kind of work the rocks off. We want to get down to that fine stuff, but we got to get all the stuff off of it. Well, I'm going to call that one a bust. There's a little fleck in there, but I don't think it is. It's not sticking up at the top. Nope, so nothing in that crack right there. So it doesn't mean there's not gold in here, but we didn't find any in that pan. So far it hasn't panned out, right? Yeah. Let's keep working. All right, you can see we're still working that crack. I got some more dirt. So we're just gonna keep going down. It's actually a little bit more compact than I thought. So I've been scraping along the edge. Let me see if I can get you set up right so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so what I've been doing is taking this tool here and just really digging down in this crack. Scrape. We got almost all of it off the top there. Now we're just working down into this groove. I'm just trying to get my finger down in there and throwing it in the pan. Because it's the heaviest, it's going to fall to the lowest point. So I'm trying to get to the lowest point, but I may not be able to get there with this because if that crack just keeps going down and down, we're not going to get to it unless this comes out. But it does. That looks like that's part of this bedrock here. All right, so that's what we got. It's quite a bit. Get it rinsed off. See what we got. I'll get you set up by the stream. So there's our dirt. Get it down in here in the water. So now we're down to the real fine stuff. Nope. No, nobody home. So, so far, that crack's not panning out. So, might move on to another location, or I might clarify this here, get rid of this bucket, what we rinsed off those larger rocks, and see if there's anything in that pan. And then we may move down. There was that little bit of bedrock with a lot of stuff on it. There's more cracks here that I can clean out. But like I said, we're just prospecting. We're just trying different areas. We're not really concentrating on one area in particular. We're just gonna hit a couple spots, see what we come up with, and kind of go from there. All right. So in the bucket right now, that's what we rinsed off of the rocks through the clarifier, and that's what's left. So we're gonna work on panning that. I'm probably not gonna film this part of it. It takes a while to pan this out. So I'm just gonna set these aside and kind of work on this, and then if nothing's there, we'll move on. All right. All right, I just ran that rest of that was in the bucket. Nothing. So not even a glimpse. All right, so I packed everything up. We're gonna move to another spot. Please give it a try. You know, we're here. So let's move on down. I kind of like this one spot over here to give it a try. It's a little closer to the water rather than up on this shelf. So we'll head on down there. I'm going to turn you off because I don't want to drop you in the water. I moved down to a different spot. You can see bucket and backpacks on my back. But I want you to take a look at this. So as the water's coming down, you can see back here all the sand right there. So you've got sand, that's lighter, that's going to drop out there. And then we've got all this heavy stuff. So all this heavy stones, rocks, and then it's all sitting right on top of this bedrock right here. So my thought was, look for a flat spot. Look for a flat spot and just dig back a little bit in there. Take a shovelful, throw it in the water, see what we come up with. It's a shot, maybe. So just gonna clear some of these rocks out. It's kind of flat right in here, it looks like. Yeah. All right, let's give it a try. So these are the larger rocks. So what I was doing is I was kind of rock hounding a little bit. I got mesmerized by a couple of these rocks. Yeah, who doesn't like rocks, right? So I wasn't looking for gold nuggets or anything. That's not a gold nugget. I was just looking at rocks. But we'll dump those out there. Those are all the big ones. I'm gonna save those three because I like them. So now that I've got the bucket and we clarified the rocks out, the larger rocks, everything that we rinsed down, so when I was pouring water over top of those rocks, what I was doing is getting all the dirt or all the sand and anything that was stuck to the rocks off, but sorting it out so that, you know, we're not going to get any gold nuggets like them rocks. So we just get them out of the way, because what we want to get down to is the finer stuff. And that's all at the bottom here in this bucket. So I'm just swirling it around a little bit, breaking up any clumps if there was any clumps. And then I'm going to pour most of the water out. And then we're going to get it into our pan. So pouring the water out, you don't got to worry about your gold floating out. It would be floating down to the lowest point in the bucket, which is the bottom. So you don't want to dump it upside down. So poured most of it out. You can see the dirt down the bottom. I'm going to get rid of a little bit more of this water just so you can see it. All right. So now that's what we're going to pan. So we got it down to that. Now we got to get all the heavy stuff off of there, any rocks or anything. So we're going to just pour that, some of it right into the pan. And so you can see now we got it in the pan. If anything, if we don't find any goldies, you'll know how to pan, right? So a lot of practice. I'm just swirling it around. You can see there's like leaves, sticks, twigs that float to the top. Well, gold's heavier than that, so that's what we're just doing, getting all the junk out of it, stirring it up. All right. Now the process of panning. Now, that's the heavier side here. Now we're going to go to the finer side so that some of the bigger rocks will start rolling off and any gold will settle in them grooves, or at least that's the plan, or hope. So you kind of get it down to where it's just a little bit, basically if anything's in there, it's going to be in that layer. And we just start swirling just to move the lighter stuff off the top. Yeah, the way that the sky is shining in the water, it's hard to see, but looks like there's a little fleck in there. I don't know, it might be a piece of flour gold in there. It's so small, it's hard to see. But it is kind of staying towards the edge. I mean, I would need a magnifying glass to show you. My camera's not going to pick that up. But it might be a piece of flour gold. All right. We'll check it out. All right, well, I'm going to run the rest of this dirt and we'll see what we got. All right, so I ran the rest of that pan. Nothing. So, I mean, if that one was a piece of flour gold, it's not worth the squeegee to get it out of the pan. But you know what? I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. And I'm glad you came along. I mean, if you want to see more videos like this one, gold prospecting, of me just shaking the pan around, then hit like and subscribe. But no, it was fun. So I know there's some other streams in Pennsylvania that actually have gold. My dream is to get out to Arizona and do a little bit of panning out there. But we'll see one day, right? So right now I'm gonna get finished packed up here, and I'm gonna head back to the car. So if I don't talk to you again, hey, remember, it's just one adventure at a time, and thanks for coming along. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next random adventure. All right, take care. If we don't find any goldies, you'll know how to pan, right? So a lot of practice. I got mesmerized by a couple of these rocks. Yeah, who doesn't like rocks, right?